Hello, everybody. Welcome back, and thank you so much for your support. Okay, guys, I am no longer going to enter into arguments about Netflix and Pearl, except to say that from what I hear, Pearl was in early production phase when it was chucked out by Netflix. Yes, people are still arguing that it was thrown out because it was not up to scratch. But having worked locally for production companies in my youth, namely Philo Peterson Productions and Elmo DeWitt, and having a subscriber working in production in the United States until recently, I can tell you that Pearl would not have entered into production at all if the concept and or the storyboard was not approved by Netflix. So, in my opinion, Pearl was axed as part of the axing of many other animation series on Netflix. Yes, if it was something absolutely stunning and brilliant, maybe it would have been retained. But I think we all know by now that it was not even an original concept. Never mind, the rumor is that they are now trying to sell Pearl to ITV. Well, good luck to them. I would be very surprised if ITV takes it on. But I have lately been trying to follow up on all of Megan's failures, just as a reminder to myself as to why a future employer or anyone entering into a business with Megan should perhaps think twice. The Duchess title does not a success make, unfortunately, for Megan. So, in no particular order, let's look into her ventures. Well, there was The Bench. I have as yet been able to classify this darn book. It is written in rhyme about little boys and their fathers. Not really a children's book and not a book for teenagers or adults either. Some people are saying the best thing about the book are the illustrations. Well, that says a lot because, in my opinion, the illustrations are terrible. The book is currently ranked 34,986 in books, 197 in children's, Black, and African American books, 748 in children's books on emotions and feelings, and 1,903 in children's family life books. It is my opinion that if Megan did not buy between 2,000 and 4,000 copies of her own book, she would have ranked even lower. The reviews on Amazon are indeed very, very scathing. Then, what happened to Megan's 40 by 40 initiative? Of course, this was supposed to be 40 of Megan's friends giving 40 minutes of their time to advise women how to get back to the workplace. To date, there has been no report back on this initiative, and we can just guess that Megan does not have 40 friends. And those few who would perhaps have been interested, I'm sure decided to instead do something more productive and real, like creating jobs for women or funding workshops. Okay, we spoke about her Archwell Productions project Pearl, which for now is dead in the water. But what about Spotify? About 5 days ago, Spotify shares sunk to the lowest prices ever. Of course, the executives are saying that the shortfall was as a result of discontinuing business in Russia, which cost them 1.5 million subscribers, which I guess could be partially true, but how do they explain the stock continuing to drop. Anyway, moving on. Spotify executives must be pretty dense if they think that in the Queen's Jubilee year, with the war in the Ukraine, floods in Australia, and drama all over the world, people actually want to hear about Meghan Markle, a British Duchess, talk about female archetypes. No, we don't. Women, like men, are too busy working to survive and take care of ourselves and our families to even worry about traditional roles of men and women. Good golly, many years ago, I even taught men how to do paving and lay tiles. The Queen herself serviced military vehicles during the war. Meghan is so out of touch that it boggles the mind. I don't want to be negative, but unless the squad employs bots to upvote the podcast, I doubt it will even go to make the top 20 or 30 in its first 48 hours. According to a press release, the series of podcasts will feature interviews with historians and experts, etc. However, to date, no lineup of guests have been announced. And I have a feeling the reason is because Meghan and her team had been unable to secure enough guests to make a 6 or 12-part series. Gender archetypes or stereotypes are truly a disappearing subject, and in the current climate, not a very important issue for discussion either. Again, I am going to predict that low ratings will embarrass Meghan and that she will give up on the podcast very, very soon. I would be surprised if it goes beyond the first one or two. Okay, guys, so what has happened to Clever Brands, the latte company Meghan allegedly invested in and got her pals like Oprah to advertise for her, although she herself said jack shit? Well, they still exist and reviews on their site is good. But is Meghan still involved? We don't know because she has the staying power of a cheap lipstick. It looks good for 5 minutes and then it is gone. Okay, guys, well, if you think this is bad enough, it gets even worse. Remember the Tig, Meghan's website blog, the one she had to give up when she married Harry? Well, everyone had been speculating as to whether she will actually revive it now that she is no longer a royal or working royal, and there were certainly signs that she would when she applied to reactivate the TIG trademark. And why not? It was indeed one of her more successful ventures. However, now Richard Eden broke the news that the overconfident Meghan had once again hit a snag, made a mistake, and shot herself in the foot. Yes, folks, she failed to sign her application. And if you remember, it is not the first time. Remember how they failed to sign applications and paperwork for Archwell? Again, just like with Archwell, Meghan was also told that the description of the website was too broad. And now, dear old Meghan will have to wait 6 months before she can apply again. You know what the worst trait of Meghan Markle is, other than her lying? The fact that she does not listen and learn. Her ego is so big that she kills every potential good endeavor by being obstinate. Now, my friends, had all the bad news for Harry and Meghan ended there, we could have sighed and said, "Oh, well, she can try again." But, my dears, this woman is fast running out of options. Most of you must have heard about Tina Brown's book, The Palace Papers, by now. Well, Tina revealed in her book that Meghan hated every second of her and Harry's Australian tour in 2018. According to Tina, Meghan found the itinerary pointless. Well, it now appears that Australians are not as laid back as they appear to be, as many have come out in comments saying they don't like her either, and or that they don't want them back in the country. One particular comment in the Mirror stood out to me, and I think it points to exactly where Meghan finds herself now. A person calling him or herself limpet wrote, "Oh well, that miffed Australians now. Give her a gun and she can shoot herself in the other foot." I'm afraid that certain publications are 100% correct. Meghan has no brand left, not even the Duchess of Sussex one. It is done, and she has done it all to herself. So, in conclusion, my friends, I still think we'll see the Harkles on the balcony and back in the United Kingdom on a more regular basis because they do not have many options left, do they? Okay, guys, so you may be a bit confused, but I couldn't post yesterday's video because we had dawn load shedding again and I couldn't complete the task. And as usual with the Harkles and the Royals, things change overnight. Well, overnight for me, and just when I thought I had the overnight changes down, it changed again. So what am I talking about? Well, I ended the previous video saying I am relatively sure that Harry and Meghan, and perhaps even the children, will attend the Jubilee. And then I read that Harry had committed himself to playing the entire 12-goal polo session with his Santa Barbara team. My immediate thought was, yay, they're not going to attend the Jubilee. That was until dear Omid Scobie burst my bubble by saying, no, we must not jump to conclusions as the dates of the series coincides with the Jubilee and not necessarily the dates of the games Harry will play in. Oh, and I went and checked, and Omid is right. The Folded Hills Pope Challenge runs between May the 9th and the 15th. The Lyle Nixon Cup from May 20th until the 29th. And the Cheval Athletics USPA Interest Circuit from June the 3rd until June 19th. I've been unable to get the exact program, but the Cheval USPA circuit in June usually comprises 4 or more teams playing over 15 days. So it is still possible that Harry could have 4 to 5 days off to go see Granny and attend the Trooping of Colour. However, I'm not even much bothered to go check up on the dates, as if Harry decides to play polo instead of going to the trooping of the colour, I, for one, will be only too grateful. I'll be able to watch without having to look into Harry and Meghan's sad sack faces. I'll be able to watch what Catherine, Sophie and Anne are wearing, and even enjoy the kiddies on the balcony without having to be inundated with comments on every expression on Meghan's face and every step and every movement she makes. It's what we wanted, isn't it? It is certainly what I would prefer. So I am not going to say a single word about Harry playing polo at the same time, as long as it truly keeps him from attending the Jubilee celebrations. Maybe he is finally reading the room, and we cannot expect him to lock himself up in the mansion during the Jubilee celebrations. So right now, I'm just hoping that the polo program will indeed keep Harry in America, and may he even enjoy himself, because I will be watching the Jubilee celebrations. Then, remember I told you Meghan Markle is planning a few interviews, because that is something I heard immediately after she left the Invictus Games. And again, I heard the same thing when the story broke that her pearl was cancelled. I was told by somebody's mouthpiece that the next rabbit out of the hat will be another big interview. Well, the words barely left my mouth before I read that Meghan is planning another Oprah interview. Allegedly, some of the claims in Tina Brown's book really got under Meghan's skin, and she told her team that she is sick of the negative headlines and that she is ready to come out fighting. Apparently, allegedly, her people have already been in contact with Oprah's people, according to the insider mouthpiece, whatever you want to call it. Harry is not too pleased with Meghan's plan for yet another tell-all, but Meghan is allegedly adamant and already compiling a list of things she wants to get off her chest. Oh my goodness. What do you guys think? Do you think Oprah will be eager to do another sit down with him? I personally do not think so. But who knows? These celebrity types do not speak English. They speak money. So anything is possible. But before I go, tomorrow is Archie's 3rd birthday, and I'm wondering which body part they will release in a photograph this year. What do you think? Will we get a foot? Will we get the top of his head? Maybe an ankle or a hand? Or who knows? We may get the whole child from the back once again in a black and white photograph. Who knows? Okay, guys, I'm off. I am indeed a little bored with the day-to-day royal drama. So I am knee-deep into some research so we can bring you a nice, long, researched video with some startling facts. So guys and gals, until we meet again on the next video, please take good care of yourselves. Bye.